Mookie Betts. Another home run for Corey Seager. Another strikeout for Kershaw. A robbery at Tatis. Gone. What a snap. This is what an ace looks like.
And tagged out is Riley, a double play.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
And welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. My name is Doug McCain. Real ones call me D-Mac. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. Tough loss for your boys in blue. Riding all that momentum, an 8-game winning streak, having won 12 of the last 13 games. Bottom line, it looks like those bats already made the trip back to L.A. because they just didn't show up today. It was an inefficient outing by Trevor Bauer. We'll get into that. He gave the 2 solo shots, the leadoff home run to Jose Altuve, and then later to Carlos Correa. And then the Dodgers with a chance to get back in that game. Noisy hit the home run late to pull the Dodgers within 5-2. But that 7th inning, a costly error by Gavin Lux. And wasn't a good throw by Mookie Betts there, too. So we have a lot to get into, a lot to break down today. But bottom line, the Dodgers, they now fall to 30-19 on this season. They get that split. They go 4-1 on this road trip, a little Texas two-step. They get the split. But we got a lot to get into. And so, by the way, we have lots to get into on this show, the Dodgers Nation postgame show. I lost my comments for a second there. But let me know where you represent Dodgers Nation from. Give me those city zip codes, area codes, and let me know why did the Dodgers lose today? Was it Trevor Bauer and his inefficient outing? Look, at bottom line, he only gave him 2 runs, but he was laboring out there. And was this a byproduct of him throwing 126 pitches on Friday? Do they need to manage that better? Because he looked tired out there. He was not sharp at all early on. 37 pitches in that first inning. It was the second most pitches in the first inning all year. The only pitcher that had thrown more was when Clayton Kershaw got rocked there in that doubleheader where he threw 39 pitches. But yeah, he wasn't sharp early on, but still was able to battle his way through and only give up 2 runs. The Dodgers, though, they just couldn't muster up the offense tonight, and that's really been the trend with Trevor Bauer and during a lot of outings this year is the Dodgers' inability to get him runs. But that's changed of late. But tonight, the Dodgers just 3 for 31. Everyone always likes to talk about that runners in scoring position number. Tonight, the Dodgers just 1 for 3. So only 3 opportunities to bring in some runs there. Just 5 runners on base today for your boys in blue. So not the best night offensively. And then Nate Jones, really got a feel for him because that play by Gavin Lux just airmailed Pujols there in the 7th inning. But let's get right into these comments, guys. Things are good. Things are looking up, though. Cody Bellinger's coming back this weekend, most likely. And this team, bottom line, they go and that was a successful road trip. You go up there and you sweep the first place Giants and you split against one of the best offensive teams in baseball. You hold them to just 5 runs, and it kind of got away from them late. But here we go. We got Astros will always be cheaters. You guys would talk about that today. Jamie, Cheesebutt, rather lose to them now than later in the season. Oscarville, how this is terrible. You don't show the game, but you don't talk about how, wow, this is terrible. You don't show the game, but you do talk about it afterwards. No, I don't get what that even means. Doug Crosby, East Lansing. Travis Smith, at 317. Lillian, I feel bad for Bauer. They pitch a good game, but can't get run support. Sean Farrell, inefficient hitting. Bauer did enough to keep us in the game. Our bats were quiet. Yeah, I mean, I think Bauer will tell you, though. I mean, if you look at his line today for Trevor Bauer, he threw 100 pitches, 56 first strikes. I think Trevor Bauer wanted to really go in there in Houston, pitch his best baseball, and gives up 2 runs. That's a good, solid outing for Trevor Bauer. The punch-out numbers weren't there like we've seen him this season. Right now he's at 36.2% K percentage. That's good for 4th in all of Major League Baseball. I think that he wanted to go out there and shove, and with the bullpen, the current state of the bullpen the way it is right now, I think they need a deeper game from Trevor Bauer, and the bats to step up. I mean, the bats really were probably pretty much the main reason why they didn't win tonight. But, yeah, I mean, Trevor Bauer, he gritted his way through most of this game. I thought that he had the 5-pitch inning, and he really got that pitch count lower there. And, look, it's just kind of something that the Dodgers need to do is find a way to get him more runs. But he's a guy that wants to pitch deeper in the games. He wants to get to that 7th, that 8th inning, and he'll be the first guy to tell you that 37 pitches in the first inning, you just wasn't on his game. Was that him being healthy? I mean, was that him being a little tired after that 126 pitch outing in his last start against San Francisco? I think that's possible. But here we go. Sean Sweeney, Bauer never gets backed up by our boys' offense at all. Colorado Springs, Bauer's cold start gave all indications this game wouldn't go our way. Robert Razzo, bad decisions from Roberts and costly errors cost us the game. I wouldn't put this loss on Dave Roberts at all whatsoever. I mean, when you go 3 for 31, I don't know how you can pin that on Dave Roberts. But Bauer got a big serving of humble pie tonight from Scotty Cat. North Hollywood, 818. Offense was sleeping today. Jose Soto, Dodgers making too many errors. Yeah, I mean, Gavin Lux, I mean, that's back-to-back games where he's committed an error, and you saw there. But, I mean, look, it would have been a highlight play if he just completed the throw. If you look at the bottom of the seventh there, Nate Jones comes in to pitch the seventh. Straw, he lines the center. Maldonado, he was saved after that throwing error by Gavin Lux. Made a nice play on it, like I said. Had plenty of time to make that throw, but just air-mailed Pujols. He ends up at second. Then Altuve, he shoots one to right. Mookie fielded it, and he had a chance to gun down Noisy at home, but he short-hopped it, and Maldonado was safe, and that made it 3-1 Astros. So it's another thing, too. You expect Mookie Betts to make a better throw in that situation, and I don't know. I'm starting to question whether or not Mookie Betts, I mean, we all know he's not 100%, but just where is he? I mean, you guys want to give me your comments on that? What percentage of health do you think he's at right now? Because, look, I mean, he was a late scratch the other day with that shoulder. He was dealing with the back. I mean, he's got to hit a few times. And bottom line is, yeah, I mean, he's on pace to hit 17 home runs right now. And that's a guy who, for the last 4 years, is averaging 29 home runs a year. And the power's just not there. He is second in the league in doubles, which is good. But, man, he'll be the first guy to tell you, too. He needs to pick it up right there in the top of the order. And to me, I'm not making excuses for the guy, but he just doesn't look like he's feeling really 100% healthy. I mean, you got to credit him for if he's playing through just a little knick-knack injury here and there. But, yeah, I think he's hitting 247, something in that range. Yeah, 247. He goes 0 for 4 tonight, does Mookie Betts. And, yeah, back to the comments. We can't win them all. Yeah, good point. I mean, look, this team is still riding a high. This team still has a lot of momentum. And they got a 4-game series against the Giants, and the Giants are going to want to try to win some games at Dodger Stadium after the Dodgers swept them up in San Francisco. But we got 2-1 tonight. John Paul Jordan. It was the Dodgers. The Dodgers won tonight. Stephen Kaplan. Bauer should speak softly and carry a big stick. I mean, look. I mean, this is not Trevor Bauer's best night. Maybe he was. Look, I mean, you heard all that talk about how he has something in store for the Astros, and who knows if he was going to troll them. I'm sure if he had gotten Altuve out in a big spot, or Correa, or Bregman, or even Gurriel, he would have done something. We saw some sword action. Maybe if the Dodgers are up by 3 or 4 runs, he's giving them the signs. But look, I kind of give Trevor Bauer credit for not messing around early on and not doing any of that stuff or engaging in any of those antics. He just could not find the strike zone early on. He did not have the feel for any of his breaking pitches. He was missing high with his breaking stuff. He's missing wide with that fastball. But look, I mean, he holds it. He gives it. And the home run ball, I mean, guys are hitting home runs off Trevor Bauer this year. I think he's like 30th in the, 30th in the league for home runs per 9. But bottom line is, with this offense, you expect to score more runs, and especially during his outing. And, yeah, unfortunately, they just weren't able to get it done with the offense. Like I said, maybe they already packed those bats back and they're already in L.A. But here we go. Bauer, we got Doug Crosby. We got I don't like losing. Diane, yeah, me neither. It's all good. Yeah, I like that. Marco Rubio, all the plays Lux made, he's off balance throws, doesn't know how to plant his feet and make a strong, accurate throw. Yeah, I mean, he was just really wide. I mean, you just saw the technique, the mechanics of it just kind of went way over the head of Albert Pujols. And, yeah, it was still a tight one. At that point, you saw the Dodgers make it really interesting there. They brought the tying run to the plate in Albert Pujols there, a guy that had hit 33 of his 600 and 10% of his home runs against them. 33 of his 668 career home runs at Minute Maid Park. I was hoping we get a little flashback of a Brad Lidge versus Albert Pujols moment where he hit that big 3-run bomb there in the postseason, but it wasn't meant to be. He did have a pitch to hit there. He just kind of missed it. He goes down swinging. So yeah, I mean, it was a spot that you want to see him come through, and especially after Gavin Lux and Chris Taylor were able to draw back-to-back walks, and they gave themselves a chance. I mean, they gave themselves a chance. He had some good at-bats there late. Of that at-bat quality today wasn't at its best today. They just really couldn't string together. I mean, they had a really big opportunity there in the third inning. With Will Smith when he strikes out with the bases loaded. I thought that was a great opportunity. You have a young pitcher in Garcia. That cutter, a really nice cutter, make no mistake about it. But they had a real opportunity to get some big runs there in the top of the third. But, we'll get into that inning in just a second there. But, hey, bottom line, how do you feel about this road trip? What do you grade this road trip, A, B, C, D, or F? I think this road trip, it's still got to give it an A. I'm still giving this road trip an A, not an A+. You go up there and you beat this San Francisco Giants team in a sweep fashion. Then yesterday, you take care of business against Zach Greinke and Clayton Kershaw. He was absolutely brilliant. And then tonight, Trevor Bauer, man, he gutted his way through 6 innings and was able to get that pitch count down after throwing 37 in the first inning. So, I mean, not a lot of pitchers in Major League Baseball are going to go 6 after throwing 37 in the first inning. Trevor Bauer is just one of those guys that he just wasn't throwing enough strikes, and that was really kind of the big thing, getting behind the count, not throwing strikes. And if you look at the 2 home runs, both of them were a hitter's counts. Altuve was on a 2-1 pitch, I think it was a 2-0 pitch, and I think Correa's was a 2-1 count. So, I mean, that's a team that doesn't strike out very much in the Houston Astros. Say what you want about the Asterisks. That lineup still knows how to score runs, and they really know how to work counts. But, hey, people, don't worry about this Dodgers team. It's early in the season. The reinforcements will be coming back, and they should be fine moving on. Absolutely. Got to give you a Let's Go Dodgers for that one. By the way, do you guys see those? No, we'll get into the fun stuff later. Hopefully they will get it going for the next series. That's from Johan over on YouTube. We got Bauer, Lux, and Betts, bad throws, and weak bats lost the game. Yeah, give me your what's the biggest reason why the Dodgers lost tonight's game? Let's slice up this blame pie right here. And of course, we just do this for the first 20 minutes, guys, because you're hardcore. And think about Trevor Bauer. I mean, 3 strikeouts, 4 walks, just not his best outing tonight, unfortunately. But it's all good, man. He's been great for the Dodgers, and really, one of these days, the Dodger offense has to pick him up. And I thought tonight was a perfect time for that to happen. Here we go. Why so angry? Boys in blue, all good. Throwback a Cooley and chill, peeps. I like your vibes. Big vibes over there. Let's go Dodgers. What's wrong with Mookie, Marco Rubio? Yeah, I mean, his batting average against fastballs, I think last year was 324. I think this year is like 286. I mean, the exit velo is pretty similar. He's just not hitting for the same amount of power. And I do think that when you look at his swing, all the power and the force within his swing, I mean, I do think that he's battling through some stuff. And I would rather him be slumping now, rather him going through a rough patch early on. And he just set a standard that's so high for himself. I mean, anytime you sign a 3-year, $65 million contract, you're a perennial all-star, you're a guy that projects to be in Cooperstown one day, you expect more from Mookie Betts at this stage. But look, he's a guy that I think that it's going to be important when you get guys like McKinstry, when you get guys like Cody Bellinger, when you get Pollock. I mean, when you get some more reinforcements in that Dodgers outfield, maybe that's going to allow him to take a little time off, whether it be a couple days of rest without heading to the IL or anything like that. I'm not saying he's even injured, but I think that he might need a day here or there, but then Mookie's a guy that all of a sudden he'll stroke a home run and a double, and he'll steal a base and make a fantastic play in the outfield. So, look, I've always said on the show on multiple occasions, the one thing I'm not going to do is worry about Mookie Betts at this point. It's still early on. Yes, the numbers are what they are, but I still think that look, he's still right there with doubles. And I still think he's going to turn it around. But, he definitely is going through a little bit of a funk right here, and he's not that scorching hot Mookie Betts that we saw after the first couple weeks last year in the 2020 season when he finished second in the MVP voting to Freddie Freeman. Lux equals sacks. Interesting. A sailed loner. Which Dumby predicted benches clearing in this game? Yeah, that's another thing, too. What was everyone's take about just the whole entire series there? The entire series, did it live up to your expectations? Did the Dodgers not do enough? To me, I think that it was fine. I mean, I mean, you saw. I mean, he kind of let one slip against Gurriel. That was nothing. Obviously, that wasn't intentional. I saw Santana there. I was thinking maybe he might want some murals around L.A. if he let one go too. But look, I mean, the Dodgers. These guys are professionals. It's about winning baseball games. And if you retaliate, you kind of almost validate them in some weird way where you act like we care. I mean, look, this team is at its best by just moving on completely and focusing on the task at hand, the game at hand. They can't live in the past. The fans can. That's fine. That's fine for the fans to do that. But as far as the team goes, they have to go out there and execute and be professional. So I have no issue that there was no drama. And look, the Dodger fans, you guys are going to get what you want when the Astros come to town in August, when it's basically going to be a boo fest for the entire weekend. But put Mookie on the IL. Better have him heal than have a sucky hitter in the lineup. Dodger baseball. Rest Mookie for 1 week. Yeah, how would you guys fix Mookie Betts? Sergio over on YouTube. Dodgers will sweep the Astros at Dodger Stadium. Yeah, I'll take that. Win 3 of 4. Why can't Lux ever throw a ball to first base? He's been making the throws playing short. So I'm confident. I mean, if there is a look, I mean, if you're gonna find, I mean, he's got a strong arm. He does have a strong arm. It's just, if you're gonna find a chink in his armor, it's not gonna be his fielding or his range really. But we know his history with making some overthrows occasionally. But here we go. Trevor made it up. 1 game, relax, rent free. You Padres fan, okay? It's a long season. We'll be fine. Go Blue. Yeah, I'm feeling great about the current state of the Los Angeles Dodgers. But kind of the nature of this show is just to dissect each individual game. And then if you guys later in the show, we kind of go a little big picture. But as far as the that top of the 3rd inning, I think that was a real opportunity for the Dodgers to take control of this game, keep their feet on the pedal, and just make a real big statement and put it out of reach. Because you know that Dusty Baker's, he's really had to try to piece together a bullpen there with some of their injuries, a lot of inconsistency at that Astros pen. And the top of the 3rd inning, Yoshi Tsutsugo, he gets the Dodgers' first hit of the night. He bangs a base hit up the middle, and then Betts hits a soft grounder that takes a chop past Garcia's glove, and Altuve tries to make a barehanded throw, but it was a little too late. They ruled an error on Garcia. Mookie was safe at first, giving the Dodgers runners on first and second with 2 outs, and then on a 2-2 count, Max Muncy, he hits a rocket into right field, and it looked like there could have been a play at the plate, but the throw was offline. Satsugo scored to even things up at 1, and then Garcia, so an error cost them early on too. Garcia's error there, not making a play on it. And a great at-bat right there by JT following that up. On the 7th pitch, he takes ball 4 outside, loading the bases for Will Smith. And then Will Smith, he strikes out swinging on that really nice Garcia cutter to end the threat. So they do get a run on 2 hits and an error, but miss an opportunity to have a big inning there in that 3rd inning. And Garcia would go on to pitch 6 innings. So they could have chased him early on, and they had him on the ropes there, and they just couldn't take advantage. And to me, that was really one of the big stories of the game and why the Dodgers weren't able to pull up that sweep. Juan, I was at yesterday's game, and they refused to allow me with Astros shirt, even threatened to arrest me. Wow, Juan, first of all, hooking it up with $5. That's what I'm talking about. I'll use that for the Yumbo Yaks tonight since we didn't get 10Ks. Appreciate that, and that is just lame. That's like not cool right there. Bruce, man, you got to let you wear your shirts, man. Hi, Doug, my dude. I'm okay with the loss. We crushed the Giants. Yeah, is Boston cheating again? I don't know. Frick the Astros. We got Scotty Cat. Will Smith blew a big opportunity. We got Deborah Young, A-, Mikan, a C+. I like the high standard, Mikan. A. Vasquez over on YouTube. We need Peters and Beatty to start producing a little more. Look, things are going to change very, very rapidly this weekend when the reinforcements of Cody Bellinger and Zach McKinstry return to action. Bellinger already 2 bombs at OKC. We need him to come back and solidify that outfield defensively. I mean, you're throwing a Gold Glover in that outfield, and he's going to start, and you got to start the process of getting him in the mix of getting back to where he was in 2019, even last year when he had some hot spells. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be really big to get Cody Bellinger back. And then Zach McKinstry, he was carrying this Dodgers offense early in the year when the Dodgers had started 13-2. He was a big part of that. So a lot of stuff is going to change. You're going to see more depth. You're going to see guys that were supposed to be getting these at-bats, supposed to be getting these opportunities, actually be in the games. And look, I mean, Sheldon Noisy, give him some credit too. That was a shot he hit there late in the game. So road trip and A, no doubt. We got, I thought you were talking about just the Astros series. Oh, Mike, and yeah, my bad. I meant the whole entire road trip. What would you guys grade the road trip? But Alberto Lopez, Bauer is trash.
Bruh.
I don't know about that, man. The numbers would indicate otherwise. But look, man, Bauer, 140 opponent batting average. That's third in baseball, top 5 in K percentage, top 10 in ERA. Trevor Bauer has been as advertised. Like I said, he's must-see TB. And I do think that, he knows what's best for him. No one knows what's better. You know that this guy is pretty much a mad scientist when it comes to optimizing every ounce of talent that he has with driveline baseball. But early on, I don't know if it was just a little too much hype playing the Houston Astros, all the buildup, and kind of he further endear himself to Los Angeles Dodger fans because you saw what happened with Joe Kelly. All you guys, so many people hated Joe Kelly. So many people thought that Joe Kelly was a bust and he was terrible in 2019. You saw what happened in the NLDS and then early on in 2020, and then all of a sudden he throws at the Astros and he's a hero, and you have murals all over LA. So I don't know, maybe Trevor Bauer is thinking, do I pull a stunt like that to further endear myself to LA? I don't think that was even on his mind at all. I think that he want to go out there and pitch his best baseball and let his game do the talking for him, and then if he's on top and then if he's embarrassing hitters like he likes to say, then maybe he throws in some little showboating or do something to taunt them in some way possibly. But he still came up big, and I just really respect that the thing about Trevor Bauer is he's going to give you every single thing, every ounce of effort and energy he has, he's going to give it to you guys every single time he steps out there and toes the rubber. So I think it was really pretty spectacular that he was able to make it to the 6th. You would have taken 4 innings after that first inning where he just didn't do a good job finding that strike zone. But here we go. We got everything about this game was fugly from Diane. Bellinger going 1 for 4 at AAA from Albert Lopez. Deborah Young, Mookie looks like he's afraid to swing. We got Raul Trastro's cheating, make our team loss. Starting to worry about Betts. Dodger Blue. Yeah, what's your worry meter on a scale of 1 to 10? How worried are you about Mookie Betts? Do you think that this is something like he's going to have a down year? Do you think that he's going to pick it back up and start playing like the perennial MVP candidate that he's been for the majority of his career, that perennial all-star player that the Dodgers signed? I definitely think he's going to be if you even see his sprint speed is just a tick down. So of course, you're always going to erode just ever so slightly as you continue to age in this game. But I do think that he's just not, 100%. He's not 100% right now. But how do you guys feel about it? Is it something to worry about? We need Pujols. Astros come back in Game 2. Hate losing to the Trastros, but we'll be back. It's okay. It's all good. That's from Oz. Thanks over on Periscope. I missed one. That one to read. We need Pujols to start producing from Lil Dan. Yeah, he had at one point he had an RBI in each game he was in. And tonight would have been a really big tonight would have been a monster shot, a mammoth home run there if he was able to tie things up at the plate, a la it was 2006 NLCS, right? Off Brad Lidge there in the 9th. I remember just seeing that a long time ago and just, your jaw dropped when he hit that bomb. But I was a dummy who predicted the bench is clear. Oh, and sales loaner. Hey, man, it's all good, man. Hey, look. Sometimes when it's like a fan, as a fan of the Dodgers and everything that's gone with the Astros, you kind of anticipate that, but then you realize that some time has gone by. They're in their home stadium, and the Dodgers, they want the best record in the league. They want to continue to win baseball games, and that's the most important thing. And we'll see what happens when they come to Dodger Stadium later in the year. Santana, because if it's forced, it's not as cool. If it's organic and it just starts happening and it starts building, one guy lets one slip and the guy talks back and this and that, like you had with Correa and Joe Kelly, that's one thing. But if you go out there and it's all premeditated, it just kind of feels a little fake and it kind of feels a little WWE and not baseball. So that's the thing about baseball is you'll be watching a game and it'll just be it'll just be a normal baseball game, and all of a sudden you'll see some fireworks. A guy hits a guy hits a big home run, flips his bat, and that's just what's special about the game of baseball is you never know when things are going to change. You're going to start to see some fireworks. But I'm scared for tomorrow's bullpen game. That's from Armando. Send Betts down for a game or two. Wow, it's very harsh, Anthony. We got Deborah Young. Looking forward to this weekend with Belly and Z-Mac attack back. Yeah, me too, man. I'm so excited to see Bellinger and Zach McKinstry back. I mean, we got Tribe. How'd they score? I saw 2-1. What happened? Okay. I thought you never asked, but let's get into the action. So, let's go to that top of the first inning. So, bottom of the first inning. On a 2-1 count, Altuve hits a leadoff home run off Trevor Bauer. Bauer just missed his spot there. They were trying to bust him in the inner half with a heater, and he just kind of missed middle. Altuve crushed it. It was the first time the Dodgers have trailed in 8 games or something like that. And then Diaz, he flies to right for the first out. Then on the 8th pitch to Bregman, he misses low and outside. Then on a 3-2 count, he walks Tucker. So they get back-to-back walks on deep counts. Then Gurriel, he flies to right for the second out, and then he walked Correa, loading the bases for Jones, and on a 3-2 pitch, he strikes him out with some high cheese to get him out of the inning, and thankfully that rookie, he swung at ball 4 there, because if he hadn't, that would have been another run, and it could have been a much bigger inning. So it was a great pitch, though. I mean, he attacked him, and he got that big swing and miss there. So, like I said, not sharp right there. He had thrown 37 pitches, just 18 for strikes, and then later in the game, bottom of the 6th. So Tucker, he just got under one. So on that first at bat to Kyle Tucker, he kind of just missed one off Trevor Bauer. So it was like, oh no, we're going to see another home run. And then Gurriel, he singled to right. And then he tried to steal second, but Will Smith, he gunned him down with a perfect throw. So great throw by Will Smith on that on Gurriel. Gurriel hasn't stolen a base since like 2019. So I don't know if that was a good send, but they were clearly game planning. They clearly game planned to run on Trevor Bauer. You saw that was the strategy. He wasn't holding runners really effectively tonight. They were getting big jumps on him, but they were able to gun him down. It was a perfect throw by Will Smith. And then on a 2-0 count to Carlos Correa, he homers to the Crawford boxes and left on a hanging cutter. And Altuve, like I said early in the game, he homered on a 2-1 count. So 2 home runs over his last 5 starts. So he had really kind of addressed that, and that number was going down. And then 2 home runs tonight. So he's going to get right from that aspect. I don't think that's going to plague him all season. Like I said, that was trending in the right direction before tonight's game. So they were able to get that run there, and then the bottom of the 7th, they added the runs that we just talked about. So yeah, I mean, tough game for the Dodgers. I mean, the bats went cold. Bottom line, Nate Jones. I mean, you saw they picked him up. That was a dumpster diving move that he had some pretty nice moments. I mean, he had some you saw him come through in San Francisco, and Nate Jones. I mean, he probably gets out of the inning at least with very little damage if Gavin Lux makes that throw. So I still think that he's something to feel pretty good about. I'm confident in the Dodgers this season. We got Doesn't Matter. That's from Denise Maria over on Facebook. We got William Blocks in Los Angeles. We got Lux fielding like the MVP. Tatis. That's from Dam. I'm going to say Dam there because he's just taking shots at him. But another 8 in a row. Yeah, I mean, let's start a new 8-game winning streak tomorrow against the San Francisco Giants. You got an A for Shannon Castro. Ready for Goose to come back as well. That's from Robert Brown. Yes, I can't wait for the great Catsby, the Gunslinger. I'm really excited to see what he does with that opportunity. I mean, he saw what Dustin May was able to do and the strides that he was making as a young starter in this league. And a lot of the hype was for Tony Gonsolin early on last season when he was having all the success that he had that led him to winning Baseball America's Rookie of the Year. So to see Tony Gonsolin back and knowing that is his spot, knowing that they're not going to mess around and send him to the bullpen, and he's going to have a solidified role, and I think that's going to change. I think that is going to change everything for Tony Gonsolin. I think that's going to be big. I think that he makes the most of it. I'm with you, Robert. I'm really excited to see Tony Gonsolin. How about you guys? How excited are you guys to see Tony Gonsolin back? What kind of year do you think he's going to have with the Dodgers? Is it going to be bad, average, good, or great? Let me know. I think that he has a good year. I think a good to great year with the Dodgers. I'm just big fan of the guy. Craig Osterberg over on YouTube. Road trip A-. Albert Lopez Lux wished he could be half as good as Tatis, even half as good as Lindor. I don't know, man. I don't know if that's the argument, Alberto. Do you really? That's probably the worst time you could ever use Lindor. But Do you, my man? Hannibal Hector, how's it going, my man? Don't forget to hit that like button, fam. Well, Hector always make me laugh. Remember you said the walkathon last night. I remember that. Cy Bauer, we got Wilfredo C. Cordova over on Facebook gives it an A. We got We Good from William Blockson. Albert, we got Tatis has 12 errors already on a 60 error clip. Yeah, Michael, thanks for bringing the stats. I like it. I like to bring my facts to the fight. And, yeah, I mean, he's definitely very error prone at shortstop. He's got to clean that up because he has the talent to make those plays. So, here we go. We better get moving. The Padres are for real. That's from Wilfredo C. Cordova. Do you guys think the Padres are for real? Look, they're winning games right now, and you got to give them credit. I think they won tonight. Did they win today in Milwaukee? And that's a solid Milwaukee team. And, yeah, I mean, I think that the Padres are for real. The Padres are going to keep the Dodgers motivated all season, and the Dodgers will have to keep pace with them if they want to win their 9th straight division title. It's only good for L.A., but, yeah, they have a great offense. They have a young superstar in Fernando Tatis Jr. They added Blake Snell, who only went 3 2/3 innings the other night. But, yeah, I mean, they're the team that has the depth to mess with the Dodgers, and that is the difference there. I mean, we're not talking about the stars. There's a lot of teams out there that have stars. Just look over in Anaheim. You got, Shohei and Rendon and Trout, even though he's on the IL right now. But it's that depth, and the Padres definitely have some of that depth. I mean, up and down that lineup. But I'm still confident that the Dodgers have the superior starting pitching, and that to me gives LA the edge in the Dodgers-Padres matchup. And, I think we see them again in June. Here we go. Josh, Doug, in your opinion, what are the odds that Bauer repeats as the NL Cy Young winner? I mean, if DeGrom stays healthy, I mean, it's going to be tough. Also, Woodruff having a really good year too. From Milwaukee. There's some other guys out there that are having good years, but I mean, odds like for real. I mean, I would say like plus 12, plus 950. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I mean, Trevor Bauer. The good thing for Trevor Bauer is the odds are he's gonna stay healthy. I mean, he's a guy that he dealt with some injuries in 2018. But for the most part, he's a guy that can give you a lot of innings, and he's a workhorse. He loves to pitch. He loves to be out there. And if the Dodgers continue to roll and they catch a really, really hot streak and they start winning, and they start and they're way out in front first place, and maybe DeGrom and some other guys get injured, I mean, you can start to see Trevor Bauer. I mean, if you look at his numbers, I mean, right now, a 1.98 ERA, that's good for 9th. He's like 17th in WAR. For pitchers, that K percentage of opponents' batting average, FIP, all that stuff kind of lines up nicely. But I think that it really depends on the health around the league. When there's so many guys going down, that's why it's so premature to kind of talk about some of these awards. But look, we know that when it comes to the strikeouts, when it comes to his effectiveness, he's right up there with the best of them. And whether or not he wins the Cy Young or not, he's proven to be an elite pitcher. And when you pay a guy $40 million, $45 million, you're paying for an elite pitcher, and that is what the Dodgers got tonight. Like I said, I mean, wasn't his best night tonight, but I mean, how many pitchers would take that? Giving up 2 runs in 6 innings. I mean, most pitchers would definitely take that. But I was hoping to get 8 innings from Bauer. One of those big, kind of like what we saw from Clayton Kershaw last night, recording his first out in the 8th inning since 2018. But it's a frustrating. This is a Astros lineup that really, really works it, man. This Astros lineup, I mean, they're second in runs per game, first in batting average at 269, second in OPS at 757, fifth in run differential. So this Astros lineup knows how to generate runs. And you saw tonight, they're not the easiest. I think Kershaw had 6 punchies last night, so they don't strike out quite a ton, and that's kind of one of Bauer's strong suits. But he's still able to give you 6 solid innings after that 37-pitch first inning. But Dodgers back-to-back. Betts will figure it out when it matters. Dodger Blue. That's what I'm talking about. We got Nate. Roberts needs to know when to make adjustments earlier. That's from Nate on Periscope. Dodger Blue, the second year is always harder in a new league. That's a great point there. Robert Rocha, I think Mookie's shoulder is affecting his hitting. What do you guys think is the issue? I mean, Dodger Blue, a 3. That's your worry meter. Yeah, I'm like, honestly, my worry meter is 0. I'm not worried about Mookie Betts. It's just a matter of kind of his working his way through slumps and try to just, I mean, he just, like, I just kind of want to see that power come back from Mookie. Hit some more bombs, hit some more home runs. He had a home run the other night during the homestand. So, I mean, I think he's going to find it. I mean, this guy puts in the work, and I do think there at this point, there's no question that he's not at 100%. I mean, to me, it's kind of more when you see like that, that throw. I thought that was going to be a laser to get Maldonado out the plate. But second place, we got Alberto Lopez. Alberto's lucky that it was a game in Houston because now he gets to stay up past his bedtime. It's only 8:25. His bedtime's, I think, at 8:30. So that's cool. He gets to join the chat tonight. But no, I'm just messing with Alberto. Comment away as long as you're not annoying these Dodger fans. Hi now. How many games is the Padres was leading after they won? So did they win today? I mean, let me know down below in the comments. I think that it's probably going to be 2 games if I'm not mistaken. I think the Dodgers might be 2 games back now after that, but I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I mean, the Dodgers are now 30-19. They're 32-18. So I think they're 32-8. Let me update those stats in a second here. Yankees, where do you live? No, man. Yeah, man. Here's my address. Astros were cheating. Hello. Dodgers don't play for May titles. LOL. That's a great point, Michael. It's all about October. It's all about that postseason and going back to back. Gavin Lux is really good. That's from Mike and Vasquez. Yeah, Gavin Lux is really good. Gavin Lux, you saw there too, man. He worked that walk. And, yeah, I mean, to me, it's like the strikeouts have just really gone down for Gavin Lux, and he really should be getting more national hype. I mean, the guy has everything that you're looking for in a superstar. He's got that charisma. And, yeah, I mean, he's 15 for his last 44, hitting 341, OPSing 954 over his last 12 games. So, yeah, and then Max Muncy is still red hot, too. So, you get Bellinger back, you get Zach McKinstry back, Justin Turner. He was riding a 1-for-28 streak before those 2 hits yesterday in that home run. You get him back in the mix, and then you really start to see this offense take shape, and this offense really start running on all cylinders and really start to click. But Gonsolin is so damn good from Michael. We got Winthrop. Brewers ran into the first out of the 10th at home. Thanks a lot. Oh, man, are you serious? Man, is that game still going on? D-Bags hanging on 4-2, bottom of the 6th. That's from Winthrop. We got where's Gratterall and Knable? That's from Doobie Lawson. So Knable, he had that oblique strain. He's going to be out for probably another month, I would say. And then Brewstar, he's been dealing with that forearm tightness. So, yeah, he's been out. Clippers are a disaster. Yeah, the Clippers, man. Jeez, think about that. What bugs me about Lux are his floater throws. What happened to just gunning? That's from Winthrop. Yeah, I'm Roger Kennard. I'm not sure what's going on with Mookie Betts. Perhaps he can figure it out at AAA. Wow, I never thought I would ever put the words Mookie Betts and AAA in the same sentence unless it was for a rehab assignment or something like that. But nah, that's a little too much. Renee House, because nobody's SP5 is good as what Gonsolin's going to give you. Tony G is more like a starting pitcher as SP3 pitching in an SP5 spot. In other words, overkill. Interesting. Odds are we're going to lose a game once in a while. Yeah, I mean, that's the story of baseball. You're going to lose. But tonight, yeah, I mean, that's a tough road trip. You go San Francisco to Houston, come back to L.A. to play San Francisco. Bats, I mean, Garcia, he fought through that bases-loaded jam just like Bauer fought through a bases-loaded jam. And, yeah, I mean, he's got a really impressive cutter. You heard him talking about it. I mean, one of the best in the league as far as batting average against, as far as horizontal break goes. And, yeah, he was fooling the Dodgers with it. Definitely did Will Smith there in the 3rd inning. Bauer just didn't have his stuff tonight. That's from Robert Rocha. Alexander Rose from Studio City. Again, I don't care. Dodgers didn't have Belly, McKinstry, Corey Seager, Brusdar, May, Rios. Like, I'm sure if the Dodgers were 100%, it would be different. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, look at the names just read off there. You named MVP in a NLCS and World Series MVP. Lakers and Dodgers face the same challenges. Go LA. Interesting. I mean, I see those parallels for sure. Expectations going back to back. Some of the best players in the game, and everyone's big bullseye on their back, and trying to stay healthy. And Mookie is worrying everyone. He's eating balls like a okay. Now we Dodger fans wait for the Astros to come to the stadium in August. Yeah, I mean that's gonna be something absolutely spectacular. I mean, but so Mookie Betts 9 for his last 39, hitting .231. His last 7 in his last 7 games, Mookie Betts. One second here. Yeah, I mean, he's really just continuing to struggle. But he's really kind of trending the wrong direction, hitting 182 over his last 3 games. I mean, that's 2 for 11, guys. But look, I mean, that's Mookie Betts is going to be fine. I mean, let's just not. I mean, we could talk about it all night though. One half back, we'll get him. So there you go. You have your answer there. Yang Yi, Dodgers lost about 10 games this season because Roberts brought the wrong / unproven relief pitchers like Vesia, White, Jones, Santana, and Clevenger in high leverage situations. That's from Yang Yi. Yeah, I mean, this bullpen has been in flux all season long. You've had guys coming out there that really didn't have any business pitching in the big league level without the minor leagues last year. Guys like Mitchell White, Vesia, guys like Clevenger. I mean, there's a lot of names out there, and then they had to pick up guys. I mean, you're seeing Bickford, a guy that he was basically a top pick for the Giants, and he's getting opportunity. They picked up Nate Jones, so they've had to on the fly find a way to piece together a bullpen when some of their biggest guys have gone out with injuries, and guys like Blake Trinan and Kenley Jansen have stepped up. Victor Gonzalez. But look, they expected Brusdar Graterol to be a workhorse this year. They expected Tony Gonsolin to be in that bullpen. They didn't expect Dustin May to go out with Tommy John. Then Jimmy Nelson, who is becoming one of the steadiest guys out of that Dodgers bullpen, one of the most consistent relievers, he goes out with an injury. That's not going to be a long injury or anything like that. But, yeah, I mean, the injuries have piled up for the Dodgers, and that's why I do think that they'll make a move to add some bullpen depth at some point during this season. Now, as far as Roberts goes, I mean, look, you can only pitch the guys that you have in that bullpen, and I'm just telling you, there are not a lot of Ferraris and Lamborghinis in that bullpen right now. I mean, come on, I mean, let's just be honest. There's some Hondas and Toyotas, and there's some Lexuses too, but look, let's just be honest. There's not the best guns out there. I mean, Trinan still pitched very well. Kenley Jansen has really found it of late, especially when you put him in situations that he can have success in. But right now, they're going to need to get guys back healthy, and they really expected Corey Knebel to be one of the big major players at that Dodgers pen. Dennis Santana, you got guys like Edwin Uceta. Edwin Uceta is still pretty far away. Dennis Santana always pretty much struggles with command. So yeah, I mean, there's not. I would say that if there is a weak link when it comes to just overall talent right now, in that as far as the starting pitching and the position players, it is that bullpen spot, especially when guys aren't healthy. But when everyone's healthy, then you start to see it. With David Price he came back from the hamstring. You're going to hopefully see Knebel and Brusdar Graterol come back, and then there you go. Dodger, sure, we got Roberts needs to grow up here and shuffle the lineup from Rafael Lopez. So, Rafael, they just won 12 of 13 games before today, and you still got a lot of guys out. You lost Corey Seager last Saturday night. Corey Seager. You got Mookie Betts not playing at his best. I mean, I am in favor of shuffling up the lineup, though. Don't get me wrong. Moving down Mookie Betts or something like that. What is this about? Here we go. All right. But really, and we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I mean, let's see how this next couple weeks goes, and I definitely am always in favor of that. But the Dodgers are amazing. We got Jones is why we lost big tonight. That's from Renee House. Booth, this Terry guy. Yeah, I don't know how to do that, but Dodgers pen is trash. We got Dodgers World Series was tainted. In what way? Because I don't think it was. The Dodgers won thanks Anthony Keene. I don't know what that was about. He's dead. Look at you guys. Bring up Bobby Miller. And you're back. Doug, while you flash, that kind of look kind of cool there. Look like a Daft Punk or cool like music video or something. Astros. We got I'm scared for tomorrow's bullpen game. Look, the good thing about these bullpen games, as they wait for Tony Gonsolin to make it back, is you're getting them experience, and that is the best currency, is getting guys in there and giving them opportunities to grow and putting them in spots to face big league hitting. Because look, it's tough to hit big league pitching, and it's tough to get outs against big league hitters. This year, it's been easier for pitchers than it has typically because the league-wide batting average is what it is, and it's the worst it's been in quite some time. But yeah, you got to give guys some seasoning. But Robert's running the video feed. That's from Ed Williamson. LOL. Could have had a bullpen game tonight. I'd much rather beat the Giants. Look, I think that Trevor Bauer wanted this start pretty bad. I think the Dodgers wanted him to get a taste of this big stage. I mean, save for their little couple game, that game against the Braves last year, the Reds really, I mean, they were pretty much an afterthought when it came to being a national name that people tune in to watch. I mean, playing for the Dodgers, it's one of the flagship marquee franchises in the league. So I think it was a big spot. Nationally televised game tonight. We'll lose tomorrow. The pen is trash. Padres. Can we call the Sox game already? Can we just call the Sox game already? We got guys. We are going to get some final Dodger takes in, but the Dodgers lose tonight. They dropped tonight's game by a score of 5-2. Their eight-game winning streak is snapped, but they're still just a game and a half out of first place in the NL West, behind the San Diego Padres. They come home and face the San Francisco team that's going to be hungry to try to get some revenge after the Dodgers swept them in all 3 games last week. So it's going to be a big series. San Francisco, they still think they're in the mix. They got Gausman going. I mean, they still got a lot of talent there in San Francisco. And we'll see. Can they make things interesting, or are they going to start to fade? Are they pretenders? Are they contenders? We'll see. And then hopefully the big story this week is the Dodgers getting back Cody Bellinger. Now, a couple things. Be sure to head over to gearup.la for all the latest Dodgers Nation merch, some of the best Dodgers t-shirt designs in the game. You're going to find it right over there. And then also be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. We drop in new videos multiple times a day. Go check out my man show, Eric Yulo, 3 Up, 3 Down, the Blue Heaven podcast, which I'm going to be on tomorrow with Clint Pasillas and Brooke Smith, the 2 senior editors here at Dodgers Nation. So go subscribe to that channel, guys. It's the fastest growing Dodgers YouTube channel in the game over at youtube.com/Dodgers Nation TV. So be sure to rock with us. Tonight, not the best night. Yesterday was a lot more fun beating the Astros in Game 1. Tonight, they brought that tying run to the plate, weren't able to get that big hit. Offense was cold. Trevor Bauer wasn't at his best. But still, like I said, gutsy performance, willed himself to 6 solid innings of work with just 2 runs allowed. And then, Lux's error kind of gave them the separation they needed to pull things off. And, if you had kept that game closer than that, with the way this Astros bullpen has been pitching of late, with the guys coming out of there, other than Ryan Presley, a lot of inconsistency out of that Astros pen. It could have gotten very interesting down in H-Town. But look, the Dodgers are back to their winning ways. They're back in the mix, and I just think we're a couple weeks away from really gaining some separation as far as a nice little 2-3 game cushion against the San Diego Padres, because they're red hot right now. I think they'll cool down a little bit. I think the Dodgers get the momentum of Bellinger and Z-Mac coming back. Starting pitching has been phenomenal. You'll start to see some of these bullpen pieces coming back. We'll see Tony Gonsolin, and I still feel really good about where the Dodgers are at, especially considering they're coming off winning 12 of their last 13 games before tonight, and before that they had lost 15 of their last 20. So you got some ups and downs, but tonight just a small little blip. They lose the last game of a road trip, and they finish this road trip winning 4 out of 5, and that's exactly what you want, and they got it done. But yeah, let's do some last comments, and we'll head out of here, guys. Doug, real Dodger fans like you and I aren't worried about this season at all. We know what Mookie and the gang are about when it really matters. That's from my man Noah. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's all about just taking care of business. So it's a long season. It's a marathon. You gotta win. You gotta minimize the slumps. You gotta win games, and that's what this team has done. But thanks again for rocking with us, guys. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. That's at DMAC_LA. I'll work on some of these trolls for you guys, see if there's any way I can see it's bothering some of you guys in the chat. So Mookie's playing like Dookie. That's from Juan. You guys are cool, but that's the thing, man. I read all of your takes no matter what. How about those giveaways, Ryan W? Actually, look, tomorrow on the YouTube channel, I'm dropping a video about those giveaways, some that have stood out so far. I really like the Bellinger bobblehead where he's holding the MVP award, where he has the Silver Slugger bat holding his Gold Glove bat. I like the Philippines and the Philippines jersey. I think that's fresh. Of course, the Muncy bobblehead is awesome that they're going to give away against the Giants so you got a lot of these 2019 moments that are being given away and celebrated in 2021 because there were no giveaways. But I think the coolest thing is the giveaways just marks that they're calling it the reopening, right? June 15th. And I think that's just so amazing that we're finally to the point where we're going to see a packed Dodger Stadium. Things are starting to really get back to normal, and sports is kind of really something that is letting you know that good times are ahead for sure. But as always, guys, thanks for rocking with us. My man Anthony Keene, best post game in the game. You guys are the best fans in the game. Appreciate you, Anthony Keene, over there on Periscope. Bleed blue, and I'm out. Dope quote. Mike and Pirates are greater than signed Padres. Looking forward to that video, Doug. No, the giveaways are on point like they always are. I mean, I think the Mookie Betts jersey is on June 16th. I mean, lots of giveaways. Most of them are for the first 40,000. I think the Justin Turner one is the first 25,000. But yeah, look for that tomorrow morning. But thanks again, guys. You guys are the best. The Lasorda one is ridiculous, man. That's definitely probably the best one. But thanks, thanks, guys. As always, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. We can continue the conversation over there if you guys want to keep talking. But thanks again, as always. Dodgers lose tonight. They get the splits. They get the split. The Astros are still the cheats. But thanks again, guys. As always, remember, nothing brings us together. Oh, by the way, for all the latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
It's time for Dodger Baseball.
What a catch by Mookie Betts. Another home run for Corey Seager. Another strikeout for Kershaw. A rivalry at Tatis. Gone. Will Smith. This is what an ace looks like.
And tagged out is Riley, a double play.